Good morning, this is Jack from Alpha Charts 365 with 20 setups for December 8th, 2019. So before we get started, this is not a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. This is for informational purposes only. Alright, so the first one up is Active. I like how Active had held support, broke through, resistance, now broke back above it, kind of held support here, and now is moving higher. I do like the risk reward in this one, since that's all we really can do is manage our risk and reward above this green shaded area. Next one up is Amcor. Going back for a deeper look, this is back in 2014. So it was resistance, broke through, not only broke through, but gapped through that resistance. Okay, that shows a lot of want for the stock. Came back and consolidated those gains, right? Almost like a bull flag-ish, even though it's kind of deep. Tried to close the gap, and now we're moving higher. Again, I think above this green shaded area, I think it's a pretty good risk-reward scenario. Nice accumulation volume. Looking a little bit closer at this. Yeah, so it looks pretty good. Next up is Fiserv. Fiserv had a nice run up, went sideways, broke out, and now is just moving sideways again above 116 and a quarter-ish up here. I think Fiserv may continue higher. TDOC. So Teladoc has, again, resistance, broke out, came back, resistance, broke out, and now is just meandering and consolidating. It is an uptrend. I love all this accumulation volume down here. I mean, that's a lot of people are getting into the stock, it looks like. And it has a 35% short float according to Finviz. So that is, near all-time highs. I mean, these people, the 35% short float, those people are underwater, and eventually they're going to cover, and this thing could potentially rocket higher. Moving on to RPM. That's ROM. Let's try RPM. There we go. Resistance. Kind of chopped around through that resistance area. And then finally broke out. Now it's consolidated. And so I think it break out of this trend line. And this could potentially move higher. One Oak. Going back. Again, this is 2014. Became resistance, big down, came back, tested that resistance, third time tested it, fourth time tested it, broke out, failed, and now it's just chopping around within that area. And if you notice from this move here, it has, and even from, you could almost say, from this big move back here, right? It's kind of made higher lows, but especially since here, higher low, and now it's right here in the choppy area. If it emerges north of, $72 or so, $72.25, I think that this is a nice, big, sturdy base, very large, to have a nice risk-reward profile from. NMIH. Creating a nice little base, gapped up through it, now consolidated. Very similar to that RPM looking setup. Murphy USA, big gap up, tight consolidation sideways, above 121-ish. I think that this continues higher. Stoneco, a newer IPO, 2018, is now creating a new base right over here, above, as long as it stays above this green area, 3750-ish or so. I think that this could continue higher. All the moving averages are trending higher. This is a good growth name, Brazil payment stock, I believe. So, yeah, looks great. Number 10 is Axon Enterprise. So we have this nice little area right here where it's resistance, 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 resistance so far. But now this big run up here, and now it's just kind of consolidating so neatly and organized that the little flag it's creating here looks really good. It's on lower volume, so you see the up days are on high volume. The consolidation is on low volume. So look for a breakout above 75.50, 76, something like that. And boom, you have a great place to manage risk. And I do like the risk reward in this area. So that's for Axon Enterprise. Next up is 5.9. 5.9, again, uptrend, moved sideways for a good chunk of the year. Broke out, coming back to test that breakout. So that's what you're looking for, right? You like to see the breakout, a comeback, a retest. Moving averages are all moving up. If this retest holds, right, around 65, we'll call it 65.50. If that holds, then this should bounce higher and go north. And that's what we're looking for. A lot of steel names are looking great right now. A lot of steel names. Check it out. Check the index out. SLX is the index name. But here's one of them, Gibraltar Industries. You see resistance, resistance. The resistance, a nice big gap through, consolidated, now moving higher. That's as good as it gets right there. So I do like this one. Rock. Again, it's a smaller float. It's 328,000 shares. Not tiny, but it's smaller on the volume side. But yeah, but it looks really, really good. Next up is BCE. BCE is, I believe, a Canadian telecoms company. And boom, you have resistance, 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 back up into that resistance. So the more times the level has been tested, the greater chance that it will break. And that's what we're expecting here, or watching for at least. You know, above this 49 level, maybe 49 and a quarter, somewhere around there. And I think that this one would at least give you a very good place to manage risk. I don't know how fast it's going to move. It's a telecom company. But again, and look at this volume here. I mean, this volume here is pretty impressive. So we'll see. Maybe they got something brewing or something like that. But I do like it above this 49 and a quarter area. Next up is Caldera. So Caldera was in a nasty little decline. I had no interest in the stock here. And then a big gap down. I remember when this happened, or I believe this was the earnings right here. And then it kind of stabilized, and now it's moving higher. Now, this was the important area, I think, and we just gapped through it again. So that's what I'm looking for. I mean, a gap through an important resistance area means that people want into the stock. And look at this volume. Sweet volume here, good volume here, good volume here. It looks like somebody's maybe putting a position on here. But yeah, above $10, this thing looks amazing. So yeah, that's where I like it. Caldera. Danaher, again, huge volume coming in, and just now emerging from its base. Yeah, looking beautiful. Look at this. Oh, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Next up is Fortinet. Resistance, broke through the resistance, and now a nice tight flag right here, consolidation. If it can emerge above 106-ish, Fortinet looks really good. Here's another potential steel play. This is Freeport-McMoRan. Again, decline, really no interest in it anywhere in here. Broke through this area right here, which had held as support, broke through it. You know, I thought, the end of the world is coming here. Came back out. I'm like, okay, not looking so bad. But all the moving averages were still moving down. So I literally had no interest in it here. Broke back down and thought I was a genius, but I was never playing it. And now it's come back above. And what did this do? This choppy action right here helped the moving average start to flatten out. And now they're starting to move back up again. And with other steel names moving higher and this one starting to emerge, Yeah, I think Freeport-McMoRan, I think if it stays above this 1075 level, with these moving averages crossing over the 150 and starting to move higher, I do like that. Is it going to chop around a little bit more? Maybe. I don't know. But above, yeah, I mean, above 1175, I think this may start to move much higher. Moving on to Visa. Amazing stock forever, right? I mean, for years, it's been an amazing stock. Just up, 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 up. And now it's going through another consolidation period since the summer, basically. And nice shallow consolidation, coming back, a breakout above 184, we'll call it 185. A breakout above 185. I think Visa continues higher. That's where the trend is. All right, so a couple of big caps that I've talked about before. This is number 19. Facebook still has not emerged from its consolidation. It could be a while. What do I know? But I think it's got to break out above, I don't know, 207, 208. If it could break out above there, I don't even think it needs to get that. I think that's probably the better area right here. Break out above 209, somewhere in there. I think Facebook could continue much higher. And the last one, number 20, is Amazon. So this is one I actually started a position in. And as soon as I started the position, it went south on me. I still am holding a position in this. It still has not invalidated my reasons for getting in. I probably should have waited for more confirmation, right? Above 1850. Yep, I got in a little bit early. I cheated in. And I liked how it broke the trend line. And even if I moved the trend line here, it had broke this right there. So I bought it in this area, right up here. It's now come back down some, so I'm down a couple percent, nothing crazy. We'll see if this area holds. I mean, this 17 and a quarter area is going to be very important. Right now we're at 1751. So if this can start to move higher and get above these moving averages, I will stay in the stock. If this continues to underperform the market, which it has been doing, then I will cut the stock. And I may not even wait until it invalidates that back here, because the market's moving higher, and Amazon is just meandering and lagging and just not doing what it should do, and I don't like it underneath these moving averages, right? I liked it above the moving averages here. This was making me happy here. They were all starting to turn up, right? They're all starting, if you kind of go over here and make it like this, the 20-day was moving up, the 50 was kind of flat to moving up, but now that it's back under it, not a fan. So I'm going to give it a few more days, probably to the end of this week. If it doesn't start to bottom at, kind of make this right side of the inverse head and shoulders pattern more validated, more into this range, doesn't have to break out, but it has to be moving. It needs to start getting above these moving averages for me to stay in this name. Too many other things are setting up and looking great for me to waste my time in this stock and money, because I'm losing money if I'm not in something else that's moving higher. So anyway, so this is a trade that I highlighted last week, one that I took myself, and we'll watch it and see. And I'm going to give it one more week to start to move higher. Anyway, good luck this week. Hope I gave you some ideas, and we'll talk to you soon.